Hi loves, it's Tanya. Let's get into your mind. It's 2 a.m., your body's exhausted, and your brain picks this exact moment to open a full investigation on a text you sent in 2019. If you want to know how to stop overthinking at night, why your brain saves its loudest, most catastrophic thinking, for the one time you actually need some sleep, that's what I'm teaching you today. Because nighttime overthinking isn't random. And it isn't a character flaw, it's a specific, predictable thing your brain does when the lights go off. And once you know why, you can actually shut it down. I'll give you a 3-step system that works, which is called the night shift. In case you were wondering why I'm so fancy today, I went to brunch with my girlfriends. I wore these beautiful rings, earrings, and one of them gave me these beautiful bangles. And they're so cute. Oh my god, they're called Kashmiri bangles. They've apparently gone viral in the north side of India, and I love them. And I love things like this. Anything that has flower, especially the one that we would draw as a kid with a little circle and the petals. I just love them. I have a thing and so cute. Okay, so here's why your brain does this specifically at night. And I know you've tried this before. You've tried yourself to stop it. You've done the deep breaths. You put the phone down and picked it right back up. Put it down again. Maybe you've tried to think it through one more time. So your brain will finally settle down and let you sleep. But it never works. You lie there getting more awake, actually, more wound up, more convinced that this lap around the worry is the one that is going to solve it all. Here's why it doesn't work. At night, you're not overthinking with the same brain you had at 2 p.m. And there's real science here. During the day, your prefrontal cortex, the rationale manager part of your brain, keeps your anxious, emotional brain in check. It provides perspective. It says, that's not a real problem, put it down. But that manager runs on energy, and by 2 a.m. at night, it's depleted. Researchers who study rumination and sleep have found that when you're tired, the prefrontal cortex quiets down and the amygdala, your threat detector, gets more reactive. So at night, the calm, rational manager has clocked out, and the panicky part of your brain is running the whole building with nobody supervising. You're not broken at night, you are just understaffed. So the reframe is this: picture your daytime brain as the office. The prefrontal cortex is the manager on the floor, and there's one anxious intern whose entire job is to assess danger. During the day, the manager keeps that intern in check and busy, basically. But at night, the manager goes home, and the intern, unsupervised, decides that the best use of night is to pull every file out and read it loudly at you. You can't force a manager to come back and work at 2 a.m., but you can run that night shift differently. 3 moves. Step 1, close the office. The intern needs to know that workday is over, okay? That no real decisions happen now. So you give your brain the hard signal that office is closed. Out loud in your head, like whatever. Nothing gets solved at 2 a.m. The office is closed. We reopen at 8 a.m. You're not dismissing the worry. You're just telling your brain there is time for it. And this isn't it. The brain will fight this first, of course, because the intern doesn't believe you, but do it anyway. I find this method so interesting because I work a corporate job, and this is the time we have interns almost leaving, and they are so much like this. And especially with the Gen Z interns that we have now, all the language I'm learning right now, it's hilarious. I mean, the kind of excuses they give for not coming or forgetting to do something or doing it wrong, and the stories that it's fun. Step 2, give that intern a task. Here's the thing about the anxious part of your brain. You can't just tell it to stop. An ideal threat detector invents threat. So you read it onto something boring and finite. That is why counting works, why a body scan works, why naming 5 things you can't hear works. You're not relaxing exactly, but you're giving the intern a menial task. So it stops filing dramatic reports. Pick one boring anchor and put its attention there. Bored intern, quiet building. Step 3, park it till morning. For the worry that won't leave, the real one, you don't wrestle it. you park it. Maybe keep a notebook by the bedside and write it in one line. No need to solve it, but just to tell your brain it's captured, it's safe, and you can stop holding it now. Half of what keeps you awake is your brain's fear that if it stops repeating the worry, you'll forget it. You release your brain from guard duty. You can pick it up at 8 a.m. when the manager's back with a coffee, actually equipped to handle it. And here's a plot twist. You write it down and thinking at 2 a.m. This is the biggest disaster, the biggest worry you have. And then you read it back at 8 a.m. and say, really? Karen's email, that's it? That was the crisis? That's what we lost 2 hours of sleep over? Okay, so here's the part I actually want you to hear really carefully. The reason your brain does this at night isn't that something is wrong with you. It's that the night is the first time all day that you stopped moving. All day you outran it, the tasks, the noise, the people who needed you. And the second it got quiet, everything you didn't have time to feel came back up to be felt. Your nighttime brain isn't your enemy. It's the part of you that finally has your attention. So the goal was never to silence her. It's to tell her gently, I hear you. I am not going to solve you at 2 a.m. when I am so tired. To be kind to myself. But I'm not ignoring you either. We'll take care of this in the morning. And then the radical part, actually do. Real doesn't always mean true. At 2 a.m., every fear feels real and enormous and permanent. It isn't. It's just a tired brain with no manager on the floor. It was never too late to learn to put the day down. So here's your practice tonight. When the spiral starts, close the office. Nothing gets solved at 2 a.m. Give the intern a boring task and park the worry in one line on a paper for morning, like the Karen email. I made you something for exactly this. A one-page night shift card. The 3 steps, a spot to park the 2 a.m. worry, and a line for what it actually looked like at 8 a.m. You'll want that evidence. It lives by your bed, free. The link is in the description and also in the comments below. Comment your phrase, the office is closed. Say it to yourself tonight. I read every single one of them. Subscribe and I'll teach you one of these every week. I am wonderful and you are wonderful. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.